Yeah, we said we'd be back every week reviewing WestWorld. And for a second week, my mind is blown. Don't know how Nathan feels. But we're in WestWorld, episode 2, season 4. Oh, what's going on, Nathan? What's going on, Nathan? What's happening? My little brain cannot take anymore.
When did Tessa Thompson become such a badass?
I know. But
Jesus.
she's really Dolores, isn't she?
I think, yeah. I'm trying to remember. I wish I'd watched season 3 before I started watching it.
Yeah, she's really Dolores. That's who Dolores is.
Yeah,
but she's now in Tessa Thompson's body.
It's got this sort of, I don't know, ethnic cleansing feel to it now.
Oh my word! I know it's a bit brutal. That wee bit with the fly, it was like, why is there a fly? And then it just went.
Well, that's what happened at the start of. There must be like nanobots or something. That's what happened at the start as well with that guy, didn't it? And then, I mean, the bit with William and the real William, who's trapped in that thing, and then they're sort of like freezing him.
Yeah, just waking him up just to annoy him.
And then, but maybe they're like cloning him a bit or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because obviously we do have that version of him there who's been out doing all that work. So, and that's obviously being controlled by Dolores.
Yeah.
But then we've got Tandewe, Newton, and
Maeve. Yeah. Maeve. And Caleb. Yeah. Maeve and Caleb. Yeah. Are they like? Is it going to become like a war? Is it going to become a war between the two sides?
Well, that's the thing. Is like, I mean, if they're reopening the park, what are they doing reopening the park? Because if they're reopening it, then that surely that means that they've got a plan by doing it, by having all these humans come in to the park, because the park is.
Yeah, but then because at the same time, you know, the people that are actually opening the park are actually the hosts.
Yeah.
So it's just like.
So I mean, it's literally the Man in Black that's opening it. So,
but like a sort of dodgy. I mean, it's quite interesting during the Golden Age, which is obviously the 20s and 30s, right?
Yeah.
When it was prohibition in America and all this stuff was banned and stuff, but what they're doing is actually banned, so it's sort of like a mirroring off that a little bit, which is quite interesting. But just, I mean, there were some kick-ass scenes in this.
The start with the fight scene. With Maeve and Jacob when they were fighting the center.
Yeah, that was awesome. And then the bit right at the very start when they're in sort of Mexico or somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And the Man in Black, he's dressed full cowboy. That I can't remember that girl's name, who's obviously been a host in most of the seasons now.
Yeah, she's
comes in. He kills her. But then she reappears as obviously a reprogrammed version. But I'm wondering, was that at the start? Was that him killing the original version?
Yeah, because she had proper blood. Oh, well, we all have proper blood.
We have proper blood, but it was a bit weird. Like, I just couldn't. Yeah,
it's as if he's been out on a mission, getting rid of all the real versions of people.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it out, and then I'm sort of thinking, is the new Man in Black, you know, the Edward. Teddy, whatever it is, Edward, sorry. No, William, sorry. William. Is he like a version of Dolores is in him as well?
I think so. I'm trying to remember, like, my brain's so fried because I know Dolores is Tessa Thompson. I remember that. Yeah. They swap bodies. That I'm pretty certain of. And then there are other ones in host bodies as well to keep their brain. Their programming alive. So we know that different people can be in different bodies and they can look like each other. So it could be anybody really.
But it seems like it's like a multiple version, and it's the whole way through it. Now you're thinking, right? Are they real or are they a host? Are they real or are they a host?
And obviously we also seen that Mrs. whatever her face was, it was killing the horse, doing a bit of butchering.
What the Jesus? What's going on there?
No.
What did he do? I'm intrigued to find out what they did to her.
Yeah, because she was pumping out black blood.
Yeah, because they were taking. I don't know if they're trying to like an experiment to try and get something into a real person or something. Is maybe what I was thinking possibly, but it's just like obviously at some point we're going to find out.
Yeah. I did like. She was great. The woman who played her. I don't know who that is. She's got this creepy vibe about her.
Yeah, I've seen her in something before. I can't think what it was.
She reminds me of Alice Kruger.
A little bit.
And she was in Star Trek. Played the Borg Queen.
Yeah, and she looks a little bit like what's her name that played Bo-Katan in Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Sackhoff.
Katie Sackhoff.
Sackhoff, and also a little bit like the person that plays Crimson Countess in The Boys.
Oh, Laurie
something. Goody, not Goody, but something like that, isn't it? Yeah, it's a bit like her as well. But I just, and then I don't know. I just sort of wanted more. I keep seeing Jeffrey Wright's name in the title sequence, and he's not been in it yet. Mm-hmm. I was expecting to see Teddy again in this episode. We didn't see him. And then the Dolores sort of scenario with, Christine, her name is now. What I don't have a Scooby-Doo what is happening there.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. To be programming these people that are around her, she's writing the stories of them. It's
like that Will Ferrell film when he plays the character that they're writing as they're going along, It's just like, and then, the guy that jumped off the building in the first one died before that happened, and he was. I was just like, what the? But that's why it sort of suggests a little bit around. Is that them putting dead people's like psyches or whatever into somebody else? I don't know. It's just a bit like that film Cold Souls I made you watch.
Yeah. You kind of was passing the memories and all that about.
I don't know, but it's probably nothing anywhere. It's like we said last week. It's probably overcomplicating it, or maybe we're undercomplicating it. You never know with.
I think it's going to be a cult of ice cream eating badgers who run a space conglomerate.
That sounds a bit like our boys episode in this season.
I thought it was all right. It's playing it a bit serious, the boys, but it was all right. It's playing a bit. It's not as fun as it used to be.
Well, it's fun for the big scenes, but the story's just not there. I don't think this time. But,
I'm not.
But anyway, this is 2 episodes in, and I watched it last night. And I was just like, what the Jesus? It's like it's made me more confused.
Yeah, I thought we were going to get a bit more. We did get more, but it's more freaking questions.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's that sense of, the robots taking over, definitely. That scene with the vice president when he's hitting all those hole-in-ones and stuff. And that obviously at some point there, what's he calls himself? He's not a robot. He's something enhanced. He says.
Yeah.
I can't remember the line now. It's a great line though. So that means the vice president now knows that he's not the real one. He's
just a copy.
And it's just like, how? I don't know. And then obviously we know that there's at least one senator who was a host as well.
It's going to be like Brain Dead, that show.
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen, I think we're going to get to maybe next season if it's the last, because I think they only said 5.
5 is it?
So like you could get just this world where you just can't trust anybody anymore because you don't know whether they're a host or whether they're a human.
Yeah, and then Caleb. We think Caleb's a real person.
Mm-hmm.
There's still no real explanation as to why Maeve can control everything.
Yeah,
I know it's a bit to do with when she was getting reprogrammed and like the
programming. She got part of
the third season, wasn't it?
All of WestWorld.
Yeah, the second or third season. Well, second season, I think it was. There was that, I suppose, but how can she control cameras and stuff?
Yeah.
That's a bit. And I still think there's something funny going on with that anyway. The only thing I don't like, in the first season it made sense, those like stupid wisecracks she makes and stuff. I don't know, it's just it feels a bit.
It's slightly off kilter for the show, but I think it's built into her. That was the point of
her character.
She ran what do you call it?
The brothel. Yeah.
Brothel, yeah. So she was always supposed to do that. That was a part of her programming. So I get that, but it does feel out of kilter with the rest of the show.
Yeah.
And there was no song. I didn't really recognise a song this week.
Yeah, but the music was phenomenal.
Oh, it's great, yeah. Can never take that away from them. But
there was at the very end there was one, wasn't there? But it was more of like a musical. But it was like a a sort of swing song, wasn't it? Swing music. I'm just intrigued. I'm so surprised they've gone back into the park like that. Because obviously the last season it wasn't in the park at all. Second season obviously they introduced you to all the different parks. But this one, it was a shock to me that's what that was. I mean, I thought the bit when they were in that building, and you think they're in a building, and it's actually a train, was cool though. That was really wicked.
Do you notice the theatre we were in as well?
Yeah.
It's the one from Tenet.
Yeah.
So that was quite cool. Quite like that. I get to see that.
Yeah. Because that was all a bit weird, wasn't it? It's like, what's this opera? What are they going to? And obviously, it was them going to go to this new park, and then I don't know whether it seems a bit weird to me that there's the hosts. But then they did say there's no hosts here, didn't she? Because you can tell there's hosts there. So it's just really bizarre. But then the senator was supposed to be going there, but he was a host.
Yeah.
You know, so there's something really funny. I mean, I don't know. Are they setting up all these rich people to massacre them again, so that they can take the power, or maybe then they build hosts that take their place?
Oh yeah. So if you send all the most powerful people in the world to go and do it, replace them and send them back out to take over the planet.
It's quite cool when what's her name, that actress that was in Banshee, when she was showing them around the bit to get ready. What's her name? What's that girl's name?
Lily Simmons.
Something. Was that it? Yeah, Lily something.
Sam Simmons. I think.
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot she was in the first at the start. I thought that was quite cool as well. That they sort of brought her back. But yeah, I'm just waiting for Bernard and what that's going to be.
Yeah,
because he's obviously in it at some point.
Yeah, because his name's there. We know he's survived. Right, and you did see him at the end of the last one, so we know that he's going to be something or other in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's going to burn in my skull. But do you know what? This is what I love about episodic shows. This is what you get to do. You get to mull it over. You get to think about it. We wouldn't have this discussion right now if it wasn't for episodic shows.
Yeah, I think there's so much goes on in an episode of this that if you were to watch it back to back, you'd miss most of it.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't quite. I don't think it would probably feel very slow binge watching this.
Yeah.
Because it is quite a slow pace, but I think it suits like I said, the weekly release. You know, it's definitely something. I mean, yesterday I went out to work at 7 o'clock in the morning. I got back about 9:30, 9:45 last night, and the whole day I was just thinking, when I get home, I'm watching Westworld.
I completely forgot. I just had a busy weekend, and then you messaged me and said you wanted to review Westworld, and I went, I feel like got excited. I was like, oh my god, I forgot I've got Westworld to watch. I
was almost going to watch it on the train last night on the way back. I refrained so I could watch it on the TV, but I just, like I said, I've been so disappointed with some of the things, the big shows that I've enjoyed recently. I just hope they don't.
I don't think it can. I mean, it would genuinely have to be a cult of ice cream eating badgers that it would really throw off. If it did something like that, that's when you'd be disappointed. I don't think there's any way of making this is such a well-written, well-shot show that it's good no matter what. Whatever story they give us, I'm probably content, even if it isn't as good as the ideas I come up with.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that the thing about it as well, I think, is it's so clever. Is it doesn't matter how outlandish your theory is, there's a possibility it can happen.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So I think that adds to it a little bit but then no one will get it right.
I know that.
No one in all the 3 seasons so far. I like the way they've got this reaching arc of the whole show, but then each season's got a proper arc as well.
Yeah.
Banshee was a bit like that, the way they did that. But I think that's a really good way of keeping you interested in the characters, but also making each season interesting.
Yeah.
The seasons end on not a cliffhanger exactly, but something else is going to happen, but it's finished that part of that story, which is exactly. Really good making of television, show running,
I know it is, and again, here we are, another episode you're getting before it's out, and I cannot wait for next week.
Yeah, I'm super excited for next week. I'm becoming a proper fanboy.
Yeah,
I mean, I was pretty much before, but I'm just trying. It's getting up there now with like my top ever TV shows.
Yeah, definitely is.
It's there. This probably Succession, maybe West Wing, Sopranos. It's getting into that sort of that sort of company, which is nothing. That's a massive compliment to it.
Yeah, exactly, and it shows you how varying your taste obviously is there. You're going from very serious dramas to political dramas to having a proper big old sci-fi flung in the middle.
It's just because I watch everything.
Fact, he does. Well, there you go. That's Westworld episode 2, and we will be back next week as soon as we watch it. We'll be recording our episode and our thoughts and theories, and we hope you'll join us. Please stick in the comments what you think is happening, because we don't know. Thanks very much, Nathan. See you next week.